Hi Glories. So I know I only cooking, no makeup, and we only cooking, right? This is probably, I think, yes, the last of the cooking Trini Christmas is the best series. I hate calling things series, but you know what I mean. So this is my specialty. I introduced it to the family and it's been a hit. I think everybody really likes it. Everybody's asking me for the recipe and such. I'm gonna say mama guy in there, but I think it tastes good. I make it usually for Thanksgiving and then I'll make one for Christmas. We didn't really do a Thanksgiving dinner this year, but I did make it for Christmas. How I usually do it is I make 2 pies at the same time. Always make 2 and never really make 1. And if I do make 1, it just finishes so quickly that it doesn't make sense to make 1. So I make 2. The first one is usually a half and half. So I'll throw in the first part of the mixture. This will make sense when you see the video. I throw in the first part of the mixture, then I add the pumpkin, and then I mix up the pumpkin, then I add the second layer to the first pie, and then the second pie just ends up being all pumpkin. What I try to do this time around was kind of more average, both to be half and half. I thought that I liked the normal cheesecake layer better than the pumpkin cheesecake layer. So this year I tried to add more of that and less of the pumpkin, and then when I had it I realized it tastes better just equally half and half. In hindsight, I would just make both equally half and half. Or just stick to what I normally do, which is one that is half and half, the other which is all pumpkin, and then we usually tend to give the all pumpkin one away to the guests and stuff. Here, you want that piece of cake? And then we eat the double layered goodness for ourselves. So yeah, on to the video. Okay, so here's my piece of pumpkin. I wanted a nice piece of market pumpkin, but Dale got me stringy grocery pumpkin instead, but that's okay. So first you're gonna wash a pumpkin. Then you're gonna cut it if it's too big. If you're just making 1 pie, you need about 1 cup of pumpkin puree. So you're gonna put it face down in an oven safe dish and cover it at 350 degrees. You can test to see if it's done by sticking a knife through it, and if it's tender, you're good to go. Then you cut off the rind. If the pumpkin is springing a lot of water, you just want to sap up some of the water with a paper towel. So this way your puree is not going to be too liquidy. You can also take it in your hand like I'm doing and squeeze out some of the liquid. Then you're going to put it in a blender and blend. You need 2 packs of cream cheese. It's better if you leave the cream cheese out to be room temperature. It mixes better that way. And if you want to make it low fat, you can go ahead and do that. You're going to add a half a cup of granulated sugar. You're supposed to use vanilla extract, but for the life of me I can't find that in Trinidad, so I use vanilla essence instead, and I just average the amount. And then you mix it up till it's nice and creamy. Then you're going to need 2 eggs. You're going to add each egg 1 at a time. So here goes the first egg. There goes the second. Then when you're done, it should look something like this. I'm using a ready-made crust that my mom brought for me. I don't think you get this particular brand in Trinidad, but there are other ready-made crusts that I've used before. I prefer using this. If you're making 1 pie, you're just going to take half the mixture and put it into the pie dish. Then you're going to add your pumpkin puree to the other half that's left in the bowl. Then you have to add some ground clove, nutmeg, and cinnamon, and I just average these 3 spices. And you can just mix this up with a spoon, you don't need to blend it. Now as you can see, my crust is starting to burn because I left it in the oven too long, but generally you want to add the marshmallows when the middle is still jiggly, and then have it just melt over the top. I got this recipe from Candy Johnson on YouTube, but I just changed it around to incorporate the ingredients that are available to me in Trinidad.